Carolyn Holzman, and this is Confessions of an SEO. You have come across the least SEO podcast on the planet. No interviews, no fear of missing out. Just a place to relax and feel okay that you're in SEO. And the last few episodes were heavy on helpful content, and I think you're going to expect more of the same because I believe I have cracked that helpful content nut, and I can prove it. All right. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 15 of Confessions of an SEO. Well, I have a confession to make. I am feeling a teeny bit anxious about today's topic. You know, there's a little backstory, and then I guess there's the big announcement, right? So I guess this is as good as any time to just come right on out and say it. You know, as I say, don't bury the lead. So are you ready? It has taken me a year to get to this point, but I think I know with the data, both testing and field, along with probably a little luck, I know what the helpful content system is targeting. And at least until there is other, more compelling data that comes forward, I know where to dig today. And I really want you to know as well. Now, I'm going to tell you where to go. It's one of these little short links that I talk about a lot, bit.ly/helpful content system. So all that's one word. And if you go there, you will find a place to type in your name and email, and you can even ask any helpful content question you have. And by doing that, by going there and typing in your name and your email, and if you have a question and hitting submit, you're giving me some more time to get a cover made and do one more pass through, I guess it's like a paper before I send you the link where you can purchase it for $50. Now, I'll let you know what you get when you purchase. The idea here is that I have written a document. It's probably close to being a book now. More like a massive test write-up, but in plain English, and I show you my work. Now, this isn't some place where you're going to hear the same old conversation as what we've heard now for a little while about the helpful content system. And if you've spent any time here at Confessions previously, you know that I would rather cut my arm off than simply repeat Google developer documents. No, this is a fresh observation with a super duper healthy side dish of data. Yes, actual data. Now, I've even licensed some field data from Marie Sayas, so I can include that in here. And there are two bonus sections in it, one on AI content and a section on why I do not think that the helpful content is panda warmed over. So you can head on over to bit.ly/helpful content system. Give me your best email and I'll get you what you need. Now, I guess it's a fair question to ask, Carolyn, why don't you just give us the payment link now? Good question. And that leads me to the backstory. So I just want to make sure you're all cozy and settled in. Okay. All right, here we go. Once upon a time in 2023, I sent off an email in response to a call for content from one of our major SEO software tool providers who was interested in getting fresh perspectives on any topic from sources that didn't have a lot of writing experience. Maybe we're not in the group of writers. So I knew last spring that I was on the trail of something good with the helpful content system. And that idea of a large readership platform was very attractive. So I sent the email off and never heard back from them. Okay, well, that's fair. At least, you know, I took, this is my silver lining thinking, at least I didn't talk myself out of it before I sent it. Then, midsummer, I received an email from the publisher asking if I was still interested in sending an outline on the helpful content. And I was like, what the? So, note to self, email is great until it isn't. And apparently, they had originally responded to my email, but it never got into my box. So that was nice. I guess I thought of it, well, there must not have been a lot of people that offered to give them some nitty-gritty data about the helpful content system. And clearly they were interested. Why would they have sent another email? So from summer to fall, I produced an outline of sorts, and something was missing. And I really felt that I needed some more field evidence on live sites. And that's when I specifically reached out to Marie Isaias. We had been friends for a while. And we share an abnormal love of sites that are dying because we want to put them back and bring them back to life. You know, it's like surgeons who are bored with the cut and bruise type of injuries. You know, we're looking for something that needs surgery and cutting and blood transfusions so we can pull out all of our equipment. All right. Well, that part, the conversations I had with her proved very fruitful. And it was nice to run my hypothesis by her and then ask if she had anything in her cabinet of curiosities that defied normal behaviors when it came to site recovery. And it turns out she had some head scratchers that, when viewed through my helpful content hypothesis, it brought things into focus, into renewed focus, and provided an alternative explanation other than Google was just weird. So moving on, the outline got fleshed out more, and the publisher was like, just get it in before the end of the year. And so Marie and I were working on weekends and the odd afternoon. We had open time around the same time, and this was close to the Thanksgiving holidays, and we managed to get the first draft into their hands earlier than the deadline. And silly me, I thought that I was done, and it just remained to see what they might have wanted removed. It was a lot of data and charts, as well it should be, you know, when you're talking about writing up a testing presentation. So there were a few more skirmishes, which I won't bore you with the details, but 10 days before the publishing, it was... Despite having the full version since early December, the editor, who, bless her heart, was trying her dead level best to understand what, even for some SEOs, high-level SEO concepts are hard, she hit me with a potentially deal-breaking revision. They wanted to take out all the data and minimize the article so it would be more accessible version for their readership. The article was too long, and the concept of an SEO test write-up would likely not resonate with their audience. Now, I hardly knew how to respond. I mean, what asshole wants to flabbergast an audience who's likely more interested in casual learning than in getting down and dirty with the data to really understand what the helpful content targets? You know, I didn't want to be that asshole. But on the other hand, this is, in my humble opinion, some groundbreaking work. And with this informed observation, I can't help but feel everybody who has suffered the indignities of ranking strong for so long, but now ready to throw in the towel, they needed to see, you know, the work. Like, where did I start? What did I do? How did I get there? To have a chance even perhaps to dispute if they could. But you can't just hand someone a complex mathematical problem and just write the answer at the bottom and circle it. You know, plus there are things that are documented in the report that really, unless someone was looking at the same things during the same time, I believe that as an industry, we need to build our own body of work, not just rely on what's in Google's index today that wasn't 18 months ago, or what was there 18 months ago and isn't there today. So it was then that it dawned on me that perhaps the answer was not to make a binary choice, a this or that. So I went with the and. So there will be a much more accessible, highly watered down article for those that just want the answer. They really don't need all the practical information on what to do or how the answer was squeezed out of the SERPs, and the literal blood, sweat, and not a few tears that were spent over the last 2.5 years running a lot of this data. And for you, the great seekers of this knowledge, I wanted you to not just know where to dig, but why you're digging there. So what I have is a full, unabridged data, warts and all, everything sandwich for you. Now, eventually I'll probably put it in a book format, but right now I feel it's important just to get this information into your hands. And I think it's a fair price. This kind of research doesn't really end, so when you are chasing down a lot of this stuff, it keeps going. And along the way, when you find something that is useful and being able to put it out at a price point that people who are making their living at this can afford, well, that's kind of hard for me just to turn down. And if there's enough interest for it, we could even do a Q&A, because now we will know what is being targeted. We'll know better how to recognize what it looks like when the helpful content system has a stranglehold on a site, or better yet, build a site from the ground up, cognizant of it, so it can be avoided. Okay, I'll say it one more time. It's bit.ly/helpful content system. Well, that's it for me this week. Remember to check out the Entity Elevation Summit. I'll be speaking there all about the helpful content. You really don't want to miss this one. Get on the Search Driven Insights Substack. That is another place where you can start getting information as more videos come out. And again, if you think you have a site that's been hit by the helpful content system, now that it's baked into the core algorithm, it's going to be interesting to see moving forward how quickly we can identify. So if you're interested in a recovery service, it's in the works, but it's tax time, and I've been busy, and life has had me do certain things with my family that you just, priorities shift. So while you're waiting, just maybe note down, if you have one or more sites, figure out the monthly revenue that you're bleeding. How many months, let's say, that's been true for you. Because I want to make sure that when you sign up for that type of service, that that we know 100% if what we've discovered will be for you. This research is ongoing, and I feel very fortunate to be able to get this out and to share all this with you. So don't go away. Stay with me, even if you think you want to leave SEO. I'm trying to tell you that there is hope. So thank you for being a listener. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover this month that is not about the helpful content system, you can text me 512-222-3132. Well, thanks again, and until next week, I'll see you in the SERPs.